Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Golden Sheltie podcast. I'm Natalie.
And I'm Dakota, and today we're going to be talking about a very controversial topic within the service dog community, which is fake spotting.
Yep, absolutely. I think a lot of people have so many different opinions on it. I think we have our own opinions on it, and I think it's
Oh,
something
definitely.
that is very prominent in the community to talk about. So, let's get into it.
Yeah. So let's define the term of fake spotting. And basically, it's just recording or pointing out untrained pets in stores or pets in carts or just pets in general at stores
Hmm.
or non pet friendly places
Hmm.
and posting it online for
Yeah.
clout and views.
Yeah, so it's become like super loaded and divisive for so many different, reasons. I feel like it's become divisive because obviously, like, there are people that are service dogs in training that are going to make mistakes, which is
Mhm.
fine. Like, those aren't people that we should be fake spotting or calling out. But it's also become loaded because, a lot of times people do post it. And it's back to the whole thing we talked about last time. It's like, oh, you should have done X, Y, and Z instead of this. You should have
Yeah.
done this and that and da da da. Like everyone has their own opinions of like what you should have done in the moment. And I think
Mhm.
that's why it becomes really loaded. And then, it's the whole like posting it online aspect and stuff. So it's just become a big thing.
Yeah. And it's become kind of villainized within the community if you do it,
Yes,
or just if you post
absolutely.
pets in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know we both have our opinions on that.
Yes. But the social media aspect of like filming pets and fakes in stores, restaurants, whatever, non-pet friendly places,
Mhm.
I mean, we'll get into our perspective, but that's like the main thing that a lot of people dislike or like, because I feel like it's either you like it or don't like it at this point. I don't think
Yeah.
you're pretty much in the middle. Unfortunately, it's been made like either yes or no. And I don't think that that's realistic, but okay. Um,
Yeah.
and the thing that I really dislike about it is that a lot of people will um, do it because they want the views, because they want some content. And, you know, um, I think that you should never put your dog in danger. That's obviously
Yeah.
number one. It's your
I
service
agree.
dog for, your disability and to keep you going in life and to put your dog that you've worked so hard on just for some views, I definitely don't think that's okay.
Yeah. But then there's like the flip side of it because we're gonna play both sides and
Yes, of
do
course.
that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who film for legal reasons because
Mhm.
unfortunately some people have had dogs that are attacked and they want to seek justice for it, but they can't because it's not filmed or there's no proof of it.
Correct.
So a lot of people do it out of fear of not being able to get justice or not being able to get compensation because unfortunately it's sad that we have to think like this, but our dogs cost a lot of money. They cost a
Yeah.
lot to train, they cost a lot to upkeep and all of that. And
Hmm.
when they get attacked, all of a sudden they're out of work. That is, we need to now put more money either into their retraining or into getting a new dog. And it again, it's sad to think like that, but
Very.
if we have no justice from that, then it's kind of like thousands and thousands of dollars down the drain, and it's
Oh, absolutely.
discouraging.
Absolutely. And that's where I think a lot of people kind of don't see that middle ground, I think, is
Yeah.
it's just either like, oh, it's terrible because you're calling someone out, or oh, I'm, like
Hmm.
this is okay because X, Y, and Z. But it's I think every situation is different. And
I
because
agree.
we didn't want to get
Yeah.
too much into our perspectives right now, we both wrote a statement per
Yeah. So
se.
we're gonna be like reading off the
Yes,
screen.
we're going to be reading off a screen because we wanted to make sure what we said was what we wanted to say, and we didn't want our words to be twisted or taken a different way. So we
Yes.
each
Yeah.
wrote what we thought on the topic, and we're both going to share it. So we'll start with Dakota's perspective. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So fake spotting is a very touchy subject, especially within the service dog community. And I'll be honest, my feelings are mixed. I'm about 50-50, which I know There's like not a lot of middle ground, but I am. And personally, I believe the term fake spotting was born out of toxicity that sometimes lingers within our community. And at the same time, I understand that there are handlers who take it way too far, putting not only themselves, but their service animals at risk just to capture a video for social media. But there's also another side to the conversation. Documenting fakes, whether through a body camera, filming from a safe distance, or recording when another dog is directly endangering you and your service dog, that shouldn't automatically be condemned. The reality is, if people never see the problem, they can't begin to understand the damage that it causes. I recently received a comment that perfectly illustrates this. Someone told me I didn't realize how much potential harm I could have caused, so now we only go to pet friendly places together. That
Wow.
one change in behavior only happened because the issue was shown and brought to light publicly. That's why awareness matters. And that's why I wear a body camera personally, that and legal reasons. Um, but it's not because I want to hunt fakes, but because I need to protect myself and my service dog, not only in the moment, but if I ever had to stand in court to defend us. For me, it's not about shaming others. It's about safety, documentation, and justice if it comes to that. I do understand why the topic stirs up so much debate. There are people who cross the line, who record for the shock value, for clicks, for clout, etc. That type of behavior doesn't create change. It just adds fuel to the fire. But there's a difference between exploiting and protecting, between mocking and educating. To sum it up, I believe recording in some cases can be necessary. Not for views, not for attention, but to safeguard our rights and to show the reality of the harm caused and to spark that kind of change that only comes when people are faced with truth visually.
I love that. That was so good. Oh my gosh. I think you summed that up really perfectly. I love that you got that comment too. That was really
I
cool.
know that like it made me smile. I loved it.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And that's obviously like what the goal is we want to
Hmm.
you specifically, you want to bring awareness and like change because it happens to you so often. Um
Yeah.
okay, so I'll get into mine. Um
Yes.
so fake spotting isn't about calling people out. It's about protecting the ones that I love. So my dog, my clients, or myself. I've had moments where a fake service dog wasn't just being annoying, it was dangerous. Dogs have been lunging, growling, biting, and then they create access issues. People just look at us differently, assuming we're faking it too because someone else broke their trust. Service
Mm,
dogs are incredible, but they're not invincible. They're not immune to fear or distractions. And when they're put in a bad situation, they can get hurt or miss something important, an alert, a cue, or a medical episode. That's why I stay aware. That's why I speak up, because I don't ever want Pluto or any one of my clients to get hurt by a situation that could have been avoided. We work hard to keep our dogs focused, happy, and safe. So when I notice a dog that clearly isn't trained or under control, it's not about judgment. It's about safety. It's about protecting the people and dogs who rely on each other to get through the world every single day.
that is very well said. I
Thank you.
100% agree. It is all about safety and it's all about,
Yeah, I don't.
just being aware.
So now that we've kind of like wrote it, I kind of want to say like I don't think service dog or sorry, fake spotting dogs is wrong. And a lot of people
Yeah.
are like, well, what if it's in training? Well, what if it's having a bad day? Well, what if this and that and the third? Well, we've made a list of what we think is appropriate or inappropriate to all those little
Yeah.
things people have always told us could be an issue. So we're gonna go and we're gonna play a game that's called When It's Appropriate and When It's Not Appropriate. So
Yes, we
we're gonna
are.
go through this list, okay? So I have my list here. I'm gonna read off of it, okay? So big one is dogs having an accident. When it's not appropriate, okay, is the handler, the person with the dog is obviously being a little frantic, cleaning it up, seems embarrassed, is apologizing. Obviously, that's someone that had an accident. And
Yeah.
it's okay if your dog has an accident. It's not a big deal. It happens. Um, Clean it up and then just move on, you know?
Yeah.
Um, when it is appropriate to fake spot is when a handler like laughs it off, just walks away, doesn't clean it up, doesn't care. That would not happen if it was a true handler. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't happen. So yes, I am going to call out that dog because that handler, that person with the dog, obviously doesn't care enough about everybody else to clean up after their dog. And
Yeah.
that is when it's appropriate. So, for everyone asking, what if the dog had an accident? I'm not here to fake spot your service dog who had an accident. You had an accident, move on, not a big deal. Who cares?
It's
You know?
very easy to tell a real from a fake just from the body language of the handler, not even the dog
Yes,
itself, the handler. Because a handler can be working through struggles with their dog, and their dog might not
absolutely.
be having the best day or whatever, but
Hmm.
you will always see that handler working with that dog and doing
Hmm.
something with that dog or redirecting that dog.
Hmm.
A lot of times with fakes, they're not even looking at the dog. They don't care
No,
about what the dog's doing.
no.
They're just kind of
Yeah,
dragging it on a leash. So it's
yeah.
very easy to tell
Mm.
just based on their body language and what they do in that moment.
Yeah. So, next one. Dog in a cart. It's always appropriate to fake spot when you see a dog in a cart. Why? Because it's against the ADA
Oh,
law to have a dog inside of a cart. It's ADA
it's
law,
also
FDA
against,
law,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
FDA guidelines and everything. It's not sanitary. I went on a rant about this one of the episodes about like how it's not sanitary, I think. I don't remember, but
No, it's
it's
not.
just
It's
not, it's
gross.
gross. Yeah.
It's horrible. It's just,
It's
and then I don't
gross.
get how people can think that's okay. Like, don't even get me started.
It's yeah, it's that whole thing. And then like when you posted that video about Walmart where this guy had the dog in the cart covering the face and
Oh,
you're like,
yeah,
Walmart's not pet friendly. The amount of comments are like, how do you know it's not a service dog? It's like, well, we're breaking a pretty big law. So
yeah.
that's how we can tell it's not a service dog.
And going back with the other one, the guy, first off, he wasn't even near the cart beforehand. I don't even know if I put that in the video, but like
Oh,
when I was
okay.
walking up, I didn't see the dog in the cart because I wasn't looking for a dog. Like I was just walking to a certain section and the guy wasn't near the cart. So I didn't like correlate a dog being in the cart without somebody near it. And then
Yeah.
he rushed back to the cart, went and covered the dog's head. Like that's a reactive dog. Like
If
I know
your
that dog would have
dog,
reacted.
if your dog cannot go places without reacting, you probably shouldn't take your dog. And if you do, do
Hmm.
some training. Like your dog has anxiety issues or something going on that's triggering a reaction.
Yeah,
So whatever. Next one. Okay, jumping. Oh my
barking.
God. Oh,
Oh no, we can
sorry.
do
Sorry. I
barking.
skipped forward. I skipped forward. You're right. You're right. Barking. So when it's not appropriate is when there's a single bark alert because some handlers have a bark to alert.
Yeah,
But the handler will regain control of the dog. So, for example, the dog stands up and barks. The handler acknowledges the alert and has the dog do a down or DPT or go into something not barking again.
yeah, like a
Right?
task or a
Yes.
redirection or a settling again,
Yes.
just
Yeah.
something that's
The
not
dog's focused on the
uncontrollable.
handler. Yeah, absolutely. So that's when it's not appropriate because obviously the dog is alerting. When it is appropriate is when it's uncontrolled, continuous barking, and the handler does nothing,
Yeah,
just doesn't care. Okay, this isn't like the story doesn't involve being in a non-dog friendly place. It involves being like outside and like a little I don't know. There's like a coffee shop. There was tables outside. So this lady went,
yeah,
which is fine. Take your dog. I was so overstimulated because the dog was barking at every single thing.
man,
People, dogs, noises, like everything. And then the lady was just on her phone the whole time. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like your dog seems like he's not really happy coming with you to a coffee shop, even though you're outside. Why don't
yeah,
you just not bring your dog? And then she had it all the way at the end of the leash, so she was covering the walkway, and I had to physically go across the street and then cross back to go to my car to just go around them because the
God,
lady was not stopping the dog. And then there was grass area neither. And I had to take Pluto to the bathroom and he would not stop barking. She looked at us and then went right back to her phone. I'm like, lady, you see your dog, you see
Oh
my
my
dog in a
God.
vest, you see your dog barking like at my dog with a vest. Like, why do you not care? Yeah, it was really annoying. So like that is what I mean. Like you can tell when
Yeah.
there's someone,
Oh,
and again, she wasn't faking a service dog. She was out in a dog friendly place. Yes, but it's you still see the I guess I wanted to really just point out like the lack of control accountability like sometimes people have when they're in dog friendly stores.
yeah.
You can kind of tell what the difference is. Okay, next one's going to be
Oh.
jumping. The
As my dog was
jumping.
jumping.
Oh, that's so funny. He's like, I know the next one.
Yeah, she was literally she wants my attention.
Oh my gosh, it's funny. So jumping. Jumping is not appropriate. It's not appropriate to fake spot when the dog does one or two jumps and then they regain the control. Pluto has a jump to alert. I get like really nervous sometimes. Well, I make him do the jump to alert, but I get really nervous about it because I feel like people think he's faking it because he jumped, because there's so many issues with the dog jumping, you know? But the thing is, if I'm like really like in a dissociative state, him jumping is the only thing that'll get me out of it. And so like jumping is really necessary. But again, if it's
Yeah.
a jump and then we go into the sit, we go into DPT, we go into something of that sort, it's not bad for your dog to do that. Your dog's alerting
Hmm.
you, but your dog is under control. Um,
Yeah.
when it's appropriate is when the dog continues to jump on the person or if it continues to jump on strangers, because a service dog's
Oh
not
my
gonna
God.
do that.
Yeah, I have a really crazy story about that. I was
Oh
at
my
a
God.
service dog meetup
Okay.
years ago. It was years ago. I was still a minor, like I was still very young. Um, but this one person at the meetup had like a smaller dog, and
Mhm.
the dog could have used a little bit more training, but it was jumping on everyone.
Oh my
And
gosh.
a lot of people did offer them help. I offered them help with the training, but they just never really took it. It was more about like social outing for them. And it was frustrating because I don't really want to
Ay.
be seen with a dog that's jumping on everybody that is passing
Oh
by.
my God.
Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't believe they ever fixed that issue. Yeah,
Yikes.
it was like 9 months of trying to help them, but it's crazy. If it's a real issue with the actual service dog, you will see the handler redirecting the dog. You will see them apologizing, mortified
Yeah.
even, or
Yeah.
embarrassed.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and again, our dogs are not perfect. And stuff's gonna happen, but
yeah,
it's how you react to those things that separate you from another person. And you know what? Your reaction might not all be the same, but everyone's going to be, all handlers were going to be mortified of their dog making a mistake because they're scared of, their dog being, everyone thinking their dog's fake. So like that's just the reality of it. I mean,
yeah.
it's just one of those things, But again, I think that this is why it's important to do the appropriate versus not appropriate because
I agree.
there are a lot of things that are good reasons to do it, and there's a lot of not good reasons to do it. Um, so like our next one,
Can
gear.
we pause?
It's
Can we pause here real quick?
yeah. Okay, so our next item is going to be gear. It's never appropriate to fake spot with gear. Now, I
Yeah,
know a lot of people think that people that have those Amazon vests are usually fakes. There are people that do have legitimate service dogs that can't afford it and can't
yeah.
afford to get really nice gear. It's expensive. It's really
Tell
expensive.
me about it.
And so if you do need to have an Amazon vest, then get an Amazon vest. Like you shouldn't be judged for it. Um, I will say, I think that, sorry, I feel like that comes from, the majority of the people that do unfortunately have an Amazon vest. They are fakes because
Yeah.
they sell it on Amazon. They want to get
A
it.
lot of times too is those registry sites, they take the vests from Amazon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're
So they're the same
registering.
vests and stuff.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I get it now. But it's either way, it's still never appropriate to fake spot with somebody's gear because
I
again,
agree.
you never know.
Yeah. The
Next
ADA
one.
also doesn't require any
That's
vest,
right.
leash,
Yes.
labels, anything.
They don't require your dog to wear absolutely anything. Next one is going to be dogs looking at each other because that's another one.
The big one.
That's a big one, yeah. When it's not appropriate is when the handler redirects, walks away, gives the other dog space. I will say, um, I have unintentionally taught Pluto to look at other dogs. Not on purpose. It just happened. So when he would go to training classes with me, um, I would take him to the advanced classes and I would be watching the dogs and watching him and doing our thing. And so
He's like your little shadow.
yes, so he was watching me watch the dogs and thought this is what I'm supposed to do. So
Aww.
I taught him as a puppy to look at dogs. So, every time I see a dog, I do this. I redirect him, I walk away, I give the other dog space because again, one, I never know the dog. Two, I don't want I just don't want Pluto to like, disrupt them and da da da. So like I make
Yeah.
sure this happens. So again, it's not bad if your dog looks at another dog. It's okay. It's just the way that you go about it. When it's
Hmm.
appropriate to fake spot these people is when the person is encouraging this interaction. Okay? Meaning they
Yeah.
start letting their dog go to the end of the leash to go towards you. That's not okay. That's definitely distracting your service dog. Um, and when it starts ignoring the owner, the person handling the
Yeah.
dog, um, and again, it just doesn't care that the dog's staring and just continues doing whatever they're doing. Those are all signs of someone that does not care about what their dog does, which can then affect another service dog, which handlers, even handlers that have service dogs in training, know that that's not appropriate behavior and they're not going to display that behavior because
Yeah.
it's not okay.
I actually have a really good example of this from a
Ooh,
situation that I was in,
okay.
and it was also filmed as well. But I was in Walmart walking to like the book section, which is kind of like in the back right hand corner, but
Mhm.
I park at the left part of the parking lot because it's like there's always a lot of parking spaces there.
Mhm.
But so I like have to go from the left side of the store to the back right hand. So as I was walking, I was on the like there was a middle aisle with like two kind of things like this, and there's like products in the middle or whatever.
Mhm.
And I was walking on the right side, and somebody with this giant like lab terrier pit bull looking mix thing was walking, and the dog was at the end of the leash, and it wanted to say hi, and the guy was like, is your dog friendly? And I was like, what? Because the dog's already freaking out and going at Fidget, and I'm looking at his dog, and I'm like, that's not friendly. But
No.
he kept asking me like, is your dog friendly? Like, can they say hi? I'm like, what? Like that is not okay. Like that is not just and Fidget was looking at the other dog and I don't blame him. That was
Oh,
after like
yeah,
a really bad
absolutely.
attack. Um
Absolutely.
and yeah, I don't blame him for looking at it, but there's a difference between looking at the dog and then the dog, trying to get at the other one
I
or pulling at the
totally,
leash to go.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that one. So again, there's nothing wrong with looking as long as you're able to
Mhm.
redirect your dog and get your service dog back into, training mode.
Work mode. Yeah.
Um, so the last one I want to talk about, and it's not really the appropriate, not appropriate game. It's just more so like just a message to people that have service dogs in training. Younger handlers, first-time handlers, people that I often see in my comments or your comments, like, this is why I'm scared to have a service dog because I feel like I'm going to get called out and da 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 da.
Hmm.
You're not, because real handlers are going to respond quickly. They're going to calmly get their dog. back into whatever state they need to get
Yeah.
to. And you're going to continue to train and you're going to learn from, hey, my dog did this. I have to do this next time, or I have to da 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 da.
Mhm.
You're going to learn from that and you're not going to continuously make that mistake.
Yeah. And if you're worried about what other people are going to say or filming and stuff, that means you're already in the right mindset to take control of the situation and do the right thing, which
Mm-hmm.
also means you're probably not going to be filmed or anything.
Mm-mm.
But there is a chance, I want to bring this up because I have a friend who was filmed by this like huge content creator because they have a small dog and he wasn't comfortable in that like situation because there was a lot of people, somebody stepped on him a little bit before, but
Mm-hmm.
the video without context was it could have been taken a million different ways. And this
Mm-hmm.
person filmed the dog, but it wasn't about the dog being nervous. It was about the dog being small. And people were like, "Yeah, that's not a service dog," blah blah blah. And it's sad, but you need to know that real handlers are going to go on and they're going to defend you because they
Mm-hmm.
know the difference
Absolutely.
between a real handler and a real service dog, between a fake and a fake service dog. So if it
Mm-hmm.
does happen to you, in a very rare instance, just know, me and Natalie got your back. There's a
Yeah.
million other service dog handlers that will have your back too. And
Mm-hmm.
just keep doing what you're doing, keep doing the redirection, keep doing the training, and, don't let it get to you.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked to a lot of like new handlers, people that have their service dogs in training, and we've talked about things. They've told me like, hey, my dog did this, like this is what happened. And one particular person comes in mind, but I don't want to mention names in case they're not comfortable with it. But
Mm-hmm.
they had an issue where their dog was at the doctor's office and they thought maybe we went too early because this, then the third, and they were concerned about like their dog regressing and this and that. And I'm like, hey, like you're totally fine. Stuff happens.
Yeah,
Maybe he wasn't ready for it, but it doesn't mean he's regressing. It just means that now you know what to work on it, and then try again. It's not a big
yeah,
deal. I don't think it's a huge deal. And if you guys ever need to tell us like, hey, X, Y, and Z, tell us. Like, I think Dakota and I are really supportive and positive because we obviously know we've been through it and we know. And I mean, I'm
yeah.
sure if you follow me for long enough, sorry, they're painting outside and obviously like it's really loud. My
No, you're
bad.
good. I
But
can't
you,
hear it at all.
oh, you can't? Okay, good. Thank God, because
Yeah.
it's really loud. Um, so Dakota and I we've gone through it. I mean, if you guys have followed our pages, you know that we've gone at it with the community so many times from people that, don't like the way that we do things, don't like the way that we, advocate, don't like any of those things. They're very upset by it. Um,
Yeah.
and that sucks. And it took me a while, but now I'm at the point where I'm like, I should just keep doing what I'm doing and keep talking about what I want to talk about. And
Yeah.
it's going to help everybody one way or another. And who cares? The last thing I wanted to say, because you brought up a good point actually about the appropriate versus not appropriate, are
Hmm.
small dogs. That's one of the ones we talk
Yes.
about on here, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
It's not appropriate just because you see the size of a dog to assume it's fake. That's
Yeah.
100% not appropriate. I know so many small dog teams. I love uh I'm gonna give a shout out to Matcha because
I
Matcha
was
is
hoping you
just
would.
I love Matcha. She is like such a diva. I was
It's so
accepted
cute.
into Matcha's life, as in she accepted me as a friend. Pluto unfortunately was not. She
Aw.
he was too much for her, okay? It was so funny because we went to Disney together one time and Pluto really likes to Like he likes to touch other dogs when they're working, like when they're, like they're laying down, like he'll either move his tail or his butt or his paw. Like he likes to feel that like support
Like
of
that
his
physical
friends.
touch.
Yeah, physical touch is his love language. So he would do that with all of his friends, other friends that we've had, that we, do training with and go do outings with. And yeah, Macho was not a fan of that. She was really offended that he was touching her.
Oh,
And she was like, "No, I'm a lady. You're not gonna touch me." So
I love her.
she's amazing. I love her. Matcha's super cute. She definitely is a very sassy princess, and I absolutely love it. But anyways,
Mm,
yeah, it's not appropriate just because you see a little dog be like, "Hey, that dog's fake," you know?
yeah,
It's not true. Any dog, any size dog, any breed of dog can be a service dog. It doesn't mean they're not service dogs. The reasons we listed in the appropriate versus not appropriate are reasons why they could be fake dogs, you know?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
Or like
anyways,
the handler's reactions and stuff like that, or
handler
how they
reactions,
handle the
how they
situation.
process it and everything. Yeah, I totally agree. So those are a few of our reasons. If you think we're wrong, if you don't like our answers, that's okay. Why don't you message us and we can chat about it? I don't
Yeah,
mind.
write it in the comments or,
Yeah,
wherever you can reach us.
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
We'd love to have a discussion because, we're open to
Yeah.
everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And
I
then
think,
go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna, do you have something to say? I was gonna like go over the end.
No, no, you do it. You do it. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was gonna say, I think it's important to like just differentiate between awareness and clout, and it's all about intent. So it depends on if you're doing it for attention, that's wrong, or if you're doing it for education, that's right. So if you're
Mhm.
posting it, always have a good intention about it. It's not about the views, it's not about how many likes you get, it's not about how many comments you get. Like, it's not about any of that. It's about if you can change the mind of one person, then that's all that matters
Yeah,
because
I
that's
totally
one less
agree.
person that goes into a store with a dog. And yeah, that's
Yeah, I
that's what
agree.
matters.
Yeah, and safety always comes first. Protecting the dogs, handlers, and the public. That's what we want because there are so many service dogs that do and have gotten attacked while they're working, and it's terrible. It's awful, and that shouldn't happen.
Absolutely horrible.
Um, but anyways, fake spotting for us is not about shaming. It's about
Yeah,
educating people. And it's about protecting the community. I mean, not only that, I mean, Home Depot changed their rule policies about having dogs because an employee did get bit by a dog, So like
yeah,
it's about protecting everyone. It's not okay if your dog isn't well behaved to go out in public, whether it's a friendly or not dog friendly place. Like your dog should be a good citizen in the world. Um, but anyways, I
yeah.
think let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know if you agree or disagree. And if you choose to let us know, if you choose to comment, I would encourage everyone to do it nicely. We're not
Yeah.
here to fight. We're not here to be negative towards one another. We're here to have an open discussion with one another. And I think all sides should be positive towards the other. And we should be more on the understanding of someone else's perspective. Because we're not here to make sure people argue and fight and da da da. We're here to unite the community. We're not here to continuously divide it even more than it already is.
I 100% agree. I think that everybody should be positive. If you don't have anything positive to say, obviously keep scrolling or just don't leave a comment. You're all welcome to have your own opinions.
Mhm.
Just don't, shame anybody else for it.
Don't shame, be mean,
It's not
bully. Yeah,
acceptable. Yeah,
no.
the whole point or the whole reason the community is so divided is because people do that. So we want to be able to have debates and discussions, but respectfully and positively.
Totally agree. I love that.
Um, so I guess that brings us to the end of our episode. That
Yeah,
went
it
by really
does.
quick.
That did
So
go by
much
really
information.
quick. So,
Um,
so much.
yeah. If anybody has any other topic ideas or if they have any, again, questions,
Yeah.
discussions, anything that you want us to like say in a podcast or you want us to help you with or whatever it is. On Instagram, we have a highlight where you can put in your topic requests. We have
Mm-hmm.
a link tree where you can put in your topic requests or you can write them in the comments
Mm-hmm.
of any of our videos or any of our reels or anything. We'll see them,
Yeah.
we'll save them, and we'll turn them into, you know,
Mm-hmm.
podcast videos or we'll just answer them.
Yeah, we also have an email, and if you guys want to be anonymous, like share your story and not anyone to know who you are or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, you can totally do that. We don't have to say who you are. We can just call you, I don't know, Fred and Ginger. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll come up with
Yeah.
other names. I don't care. But yeah, if you guys want to be featured or if you guys want to tell your story, if you guys just want something brought out, let us know. We'll talk about it. But
Yeah.
next week, I'm really excited because we're doing the Halloween episode.
That's going to be so much fun.
Yay. Funny thing is, we're actually going to record it right now.
Oh, there goes everybody.
But we'll see you guys next week for the Halloween episode.
Yeah.
All right, have a great day,
Bye.
guys. Bye.